Show on Atlantis Alive. We're sitting in this beautiful setting here at Montagu Country Hotel and with the owner. Please introduce yourself to the viewers out there.
Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me. It's a privilege to be here. My name is Bason, and with my wife, we are in the very fortunate position to own this hotel. And welcome at the Montagu Country Hotel.
That's fantastic. Tell me, how old is this hotel now?
Yeah, it's actually a bit of a diabolical question. So originally it was built in 1875, but then it burned down in the 1920s, 30s. And then when they rebuilt it, they've done it in the Art Deco style. And that's why you see all the elements. If you look at the chairs we're sitting up and the curtains and the paintings and everything.
Yes.
So that's all from this period of opulence, the Gatsby times between the 20s and the 30s. And that's our central theme. That's what makes us unique as a hotel, is that we use the Art Deco influence from the building style to bring that into Art Deco style in the main building.
Yeah, I see that as we entered, you have various kinds of different departments and rooms. Are you having various other kind of organizations in here, or are you having...
Yeah, so what we've done is we took over ownership of the hotel. I've been running it for quite a long time, 23 years, but then I had a partner. He passed away in 2019.
Yes.
The late Gert Libbe, wonderful guy and a big tourism player. So I've learned everything I know from this guy. But then when we bought the hotel, it was changing times. This was in the middle of lockdown. So we realized we had to rethink the offering of the hotel. And with that, one of the central themes, the central ideas was that we needed to create a one-stop tourism shop right here at the hotel.
Yes.
We needed to get our clients with a captive message to say, okay, fine, when you come to the hotel, once you're here, you can relax, you'll be sorted out. So what we've done is we've created a space where we put in an activity center.
Yes.
And there we have the likes of Marcel from Flying Feet and Cape Dry. You get dried fruit from Montagu. That's where it comes from.
That flying feet, is that the ghost story thing?
Yeah, she does the ghost stories and she does wonderful tours with e-bikes and old Dutch bikes and mountain bikes.
Okay.
So she's in there. And then we also have the booking office of the very famous Protea tractor ride up the Langeberg Mountains.
Yes.
And I must say, it's wonderful to have that facility right here at the hotel. But then apart from that, we also are now the venue for the local tourism information office.
Yes.
So when the clients come and they come in for a cup of coffee, it's very convenient. They can just walk right next door and they can get the information on what to do and see in the area. But the same goes for my guests. So if they're staying in-house, they can have their breakfast and literally walk into the information office, the activity center.
They don't have to go across the road with these.
No, it's easy and it's central. There's a bank across the road, there's a bookshop, there's a gift shop, there's some fast food places. So it really is the hub for tourism in Montagu. We also have a hairdresser on site, and then of course we've got our own spa. And
tell me about that, because that's my interest.
I know. Whenever there's a lady doing the interview, the spa always comes out quite high. So yeah, our spa, we have 2 full-time therapists.
Yeah.
And what sets ours apart is that, yes, we do the pedicures and the manicures and the facials and the massages, but we also have a well that we drilled here on the property. It's an artesian well, so we don't even use electricity to pump water. It just gushes out.
So basically, where does that come from?
It comes down from 120 meters down. It's right there in our parking area. And it comes out at 22 degrees. So it's not the hot water that you get up at the Avalon Springs or at Warmwaterberg or the others, but it's got very high levels of magnesium and iron, so it's very good on the skin. So what we do with it is we let it gush up to the top of the property, then we put it through geysers, and we've got this private use jacuzzi that we purposely built so that you don't have to add any chlorine or any additives to this water. You book the room, we fill the tap for you. It's got a tube that heats the water from the jacuzzi jet, so it's always piping hot.
Yes.
And then you can just relax in there by yourself with a partner. Obviously, very good with a lekker glass of bubbly. It can a package that I thought of is calling it Bubbles and Bubbles. You can get it from both sides, and and then you can do that before or after your treatments in the spa. It's a great way to just wind down.
Wow, this is an amazing place. Can you imagine you being here? It's just en route, Now, coming back to you as being the forefront of this, were you born here, and where did this develop from, turning this into what it is today?
Yeah, well, I've always liked a lot of people around me from school time, and I was never sure what to do with my life. So I left school, I went directly to work in the UK to improve the language because I grew up very Afrikaans. And then I was very fortunate to meet Gert, my late partner, very early in my life. So I worked with him in Beaufort West, I worked with him in Stellenbosch, and he needed someone to run the restaurant here at this hotel. And this was 23, 24 years ago. So I came here as a very young guy running the restaurant. And then we established that Route 62 is a very important tourism route. And it was the only way that we could get people into Montagu and then into the hotel is to establish the route between Cape Town and the Garden Route. And then I ran the restaurant, and 3 months in, the general manager at that stage, he resigned, and then Gert said to me, listen, but would you like to take the challenge? And of course I did, because I'm like that, and yeah, I never looked back. And
So did you ever dream that this was going to be yours?
No. I didn't, and I must say that I'm a firm believer that certain things happen at certain stages in one's life, and it was like that happening here. I mean, lockdown came, Gert passed away just before lockdown, and we were in the opportunity where we could make an offer to buy out his family shares. They were keen to sell. And I fully understand that. I mean, it was very uncertain times.
Yes.
And then with my wife and our third director, Daniel, we really sat down and we thought, okay, fine, what can we offer our guests different to what we offered in the past? We put it down to paper. We got a professional team together. And yeah, we're still building on that dream.
So what is that you're offering that's different?
Well, the first thing is that
For now.
We believe that you don't just sleep in a bed and you use a bathroom. You come back to experiences, to atmosphere.
Yes.
And to me, the best way to capture that is with staff. So for us, the staff is very important. We've got a saying that we employ the smile and we teach the skill. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, people come back. They come back to staff. They come back to an atmosphere. They don't come back to the bed or to the this or the that.
Exactly.
So for us, that's very important. Is to create a high level of service within our offering, whether it's in the restaurant or in the rooms. But then, of course, we've got beautiful rooms that's decorated in a very unique style, being it Art Deco in the main building or Victorian in our garden suites. But then also with that, we've got the 2 restaurants. We've got Charleston's, that was the dance in the 20s, 30s.
Okay.
This is where we serve our breakfast and our dinners. And then we've got feathers and flat caps, like we're wearing at the moment.
I was just going to say, I actually love this cap. I just received it from you as a gift.
So there's also a story behind that, but this is all about stories. So feathers and flat caps, it is the daytime restaurant, so that's coffee and cocktails and light lunches. But I was watching Peaky Blinders on Netflix at the time, and of course they wear the flat caps.
Yeah.
And with my hairstyle, I also wear the flat caps. And then, we needed a name for the space, so we said, okay, fine. It was to be Gatsby's or this or that, and I said to my wife, what about flat caps? And she said, that's fine, but what about the ladies? And we gave it some more thought, and we came up with feathers, because it was the feather boom in the 20s, 30s.
Yes.
So now it's called feathers and flat caps.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
if you go into that space, it's the original bar counter from the 20s, 30s, and and also with a decor similar to what we've done here. That's just
I
mirrored
just
on that
simply
side.
love this. I mean, I feel so much at home. You can feel the calmness in here, you know, besides the ghost running around.
Yeah, you'll get to that later when you speak to Marcel. Yeah, but so to sum it up, it's always been a hotel.
Yes.
It's in the DNA of the walls, of the furniture. So hospitality is central to what we do it, but we would like to call it honest hospitality. And that reflects in our rates, in the way that we serve people, but also in something small like we are a fair trade certified product. So we do have a fixed plan with how we treat our staff, but also the community and also the environment. So we always have that at the back of our mind whenever we take on something new, and wherever we introduce something new at the hotel. Those principles are very important to us.
That's very good principles to have in a restaurant and in a hotel. So from us here, from the G Show and Atlantis Alive, we want to say thank you very much for your time and for sharing your story on our show. Thank you so much. Over to you.